Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 in the naval game as Brazil. And as you can probably hear, I am sick. It has been nearly 2 weeks since I've recorded or made a video or done anything, and I'm still sick. I'm still sick, and it's not okay. And you know what the worst part is? Morbus has been on holiday, which basically means he's been playing PoE instead of being out there earning me some bread. Okay, Morbus? I am the master and commander of this YouTube channel. You got to be making us some money, all right? So get out there and do your cha-cha, okay? You've been making exalted PoE? Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, dude. Yeah, I'm sure those are worth lots of money. So where we left off in this game, we had managed to actually conquer Dido. And we had done a pretty good job at that. We don't have much in the way of loyalty problems. I think this city has like a little bit of a problem. But I think that's mostly just down to... Is there like an emergency? I actually don't know what's causing the loyalty problem in Ugarit. It might just be like a quirk of this particular turn. But I think our next goal is almost certainly to take out Japan. I would like Kyoto. I already have 2 capitals, so I could probably take out Japan pretty easily. Indonesia, I'm allied with, which that alliance will break in about 13 turns, I think it is. Yeah, it's 13 turns until the alliance breaks. So we'll be able to smash their capital, which I assume their capital is like here, somewhere in the Fog of War. Also, I'm pretty sure Babylon should be a fairly easy kill. I assume their capital city is like somewhere in here. And so there's another 3 kills that we can do in like the next 20 to 25 turns. And then I think we just basically move on, take on Germany, and just basically conquer our way across the map, which would be fairly easy to do. Now, in terms of civics, we just got nationalism, so we can combine our units together. We really, really, really want mobilization. That's like our next key tech. But we also kind of want to pick up the boardwalk building because that's an important part of this whole mod that we're running. We are running a pair of ocean mods. I think one of the mods is called like Sucrotax Oceans, and then the other mod is like more maritime districts. There'll be links in the description to the mods. But it gives you this really cool boardwalk building. So in the interest of like building a more powerful and interesting empire, I'm going to take the time to unlock opera and ballet, even though it technically doesn't lead me towards mobilization, which is where I want to go. But yeah, this boardwalk building is really interesting because it gives you +1 culture, +1 faith on all tiles adjacent to the waterfront district. And it also gives you an additional +1 culture, +1 faith, and +2 food if the tile has a sea feature or has a breathtaking appeal. So it's a bit like a coastal preserve. Now, only like actual land tiles can have breathtaking appeal. So you theoretically have to place like the breakwater thing next to a land tile that's unimproved, I think. Does it even have to be unimproved? No, it just has to be like high appeal. So like in theory, if I were to put a waterfront here beside this, lumber mill, it would improve the lumber mill because the lumber mill has breathtaking appeal. So there's some really interesting things you can do with the breakwater district or the waterfront. Everyone in the world is currently like denouncing me because like I am the most evil person ever because I conquered 2 capitals off, and one of them I didn't even really conquer it. I quasi-liberated the Coupe's capital from Dido, okay? Let's be real. Okay, so we met Portugal, we met the Netherlands, and we circumnavigated the world. Very, very, very nice. And this actually lets me know that potentially an attack vector is this way towards Lisbon because his tech is actually better than mine. Whoa! An actual challenger. A new challenger appears, dude. This opens up options. Now, I am in a golden modern era, which does open up the possibility of a Hicksunt Dracones, which I could use to potentially settle upon this little island here and formulate a forward base of operations to take on Portugal. Now, my problem is, though, scientifically, if I check the list here, Portugal isn't even in the top here. They just are making a lot of science. Interesting. So if I were to hit them hard and fast enough, I think I could take them. The question is, do I redirect to take on Portugal? Or do I stop to kill Japan and unite my local area? Man, that's a tough choice. I think there's no need to attack Coupe anymore. Coupe is basically dead to me. Maybe the only reason to attack Coupe is to get access to luxuries I don't already have, but I'm pretty sure that... Oh, do I not actually have a copy of lobsters? Oh, interesting. I don't have a copy of lobsters in my empire. So, if I want that luxury, I'll have to take a Coupe city. Or get suzerainty of Muscat, because Muscat has it. Yeah, I think I'll go for the suzerainty of Muscat and maybe send them a builder to improve the incense. So, I think that's a simpler way to do it. I would need another 4 envoys or to kill Gatarja. I think I've been doing a lot of internal trade routes. I do feel like Heartbeat of Steam is actually really good for me here because I believe I'm running the double adjacency on campus districts cards. So this means all of my campus districts give me production and then they're doubled. So they give me double their normal adjacency in production. And a lot of my campuses are actually quite high. Like I've got a +6 in here and that +6 should be getting doubled by natural philosophy. So this means I'm getting 39 production from this card too. Because if you look here, I'm getting +12 production in Sugnoma from the campus. So that's like a really, really powerful dedication bonus. It's just a ton of science that lines up really well with how I built my empire to have really high adjacency campuses. So very happy about that. It doesn't quite help as much in the newly conquered lands, but it's still quite useful. Like this is pretty good science land that's being translated into a ton of production. So my productivity just ramped up massively, which is going to open up a lot of options for me in the late game. So it looks like this is where Indonesia's capital city was. It looks like this must have been one of her very first settlements. Because if you remember, we like scouted north pretty much immediately at the start of the game, and then this city appeared not too long afterwards. So I finished a trader in Tyre. Now, it's a real question what I want to do with my trade routes. Right now, I'm mostly trading with city-states, and I wonder, are there any city-states that I could get envoys with by trading with them? No. So maybe we'll just look for really high gold. Well, we could trade with Kumasi for 12 gold per turn. Is there perhaps internal trade routes of high value? 3 production, 3 food. I mean, Tyre doesn't really need food or production. I mean, it kind of needs food, if we're being real. Like, if we're taking an analysis of Tyre, this absolutely... So, this should not be a fort. This should absolutely be a farm. This should absolutely be a farm. That should be a farm triangle to help feed the city of Tyre. This should 100% be a lumber mill right here. What else is this city working? It's got 7 population. It's working the industrial zone stuff. So realistically, if I'm thinking about developing the infrastructure of this city, then it needs to get a builder. Now, do I have the builder card plugged in? I actually don't have the builder card plugged in, which is a big problem for me because now my builders are going to be really low efficiency. So I actually super need that plugged in. But the problem is both of these cards right here give me production, and that's production I can't miss, right? That's like super important production because the harbor, giving me adjacency on my harbors, translates directly into seaports. And seaports, or whatever they're called, where is it? Do I not have a good example of a seaport? Oh my God, have I already built all my seaports? Whatever. Am I just dumb? Whatever. Listen, give me production. However, I think I can live without the naval infrastructure card for a little while, and I'll eat the negative production here for a little while because I just got the really good natural philosophy production card, and instead what I'll do is I will plug in that +2 build charges on builders thing, and then when I go to Tyre now and I build a bunch of builders, I'll get serious value from it. I'll just like spam out like maybe 5 builders out of here. That's what 30 build charges? No, 25 build charges, right? 25 build charges should do me in this local area for the foreseeable future. So let's go around and plan our cities. Now, we've already got 2 rice fields over here, which kind of naturally leads me into making this into a third. Even though it's a low production tile, having a farm triangle is like pretty good value. Lumber mill here. What is this? Is this a hill? No, this is just a regular woods. So I'm kind of just planning out my tile improvements. Now, Siburton, you're very much a coastal city. You have your library, you have your campus, you have an okay, I believe that's an okay adjacency campus +2. We could get that up to maybe +3 if we were to put some districts here. But I think I'm just going to go like, do I want to grow the city? Not really. I might just go like Arsenal and start producing military units. I also need to get this coal improved. So let me make sure I put that there and put coal in like full text so I remember to do that. Inuk is another city that's going to like struggle because all it has is coastal tiles. So this city basically exists to just generate gold for me. So I'll call it Goldnook, just so we know that this city exists just to make money and everything else that it does is like incidental. But yeah, I think having planned that city and this city and Tehongia, Kuanupe, I think the city definitely would like. Yeah, I think I definitely want to put a mine there to remind myself. I definitely feel like this city could use a couple of coastal districts, like a harbor. It's got a commercial hub and a campus already, so maybe skip the harbor. It has an arsenal. You know what? Just naval production it, dude. Just go straight into naval production and forget anything else I said. Never mind, dude. Yeah, I may just go into straight naval production here in the city. Tehongia, Kuanupe. So again, I think my military, we're heading west. We're heading west to take on Japan. Although Netherlands is looking so easily conquered here. Like Nijmegen is like the perfect bouncing point to like conquer the north. It would lead me to Norway. I think I'm already at war with Japan, and Japan is the closest person to me who could possibly do me damage. So if I can flip Japan to being not a problem and conquer my local area, I think that's the best move. This, however, is like the strongest window of power that my units are going to experience in the entire game. So if I were to redirect, however, there's a risk towards redirecting towards Portugal because of his high science. If he were to unlock some kind of unit that would make him stronger than me, I think I would rather attack Portugal once I have aircraft carriers. So I'm about to get airplanes, which will be a huge boost to my empire. But I probably won't go after Portugal until I have aircraft carriers. So I think that's the difference. And all of that conversation came from me trying to decide what I do with this trade route. And I think I'm going to go ahead and trade with city-states for gold. I think that's my best move with my traders. So global energy treaty, I don't think I really care about the outcome of this. So I'll mostly just like vote up like 1 point on myself here to save a little bit of diplomatic favor. I would like to myself to generate less grievances. I hope I can pass that. It'll probably go the other way, which will make my life a little bit harder, but it's whatever. I think making coal power plants cheaper also works in my favor here because the faster the apocalypse comes, the better I am at dealing with it, which means the AI is going to be worse at dealing with it, which means they will suffer more. And it looks like I am the target of generating 100% more grievances. Not a big deal. I'll accept that. It's going to make my life harder in terms of loyalty. And also in terms of diplomatic favor, but that's just like, that's life. I'm not going to have any diplomatic favor. Ugarit is a city that also needs to be planned for sure. I want a fishing boat on that tile. Put the fishing boat on there, there'll be a better tile. There's a random, see, this is the thing I hate about inheriting cities from the AI, because they just have like random infrastructure. Like, who asked for this farm? Honestly, this should be a lumber mill. For sure. Is this still a jungle or does it have a banana on it? It is a rainforest, so that should be a lumber mill as well. I unlocked lumber mills. I did. Lumber mill, jungle. Jungle lumber mills I've already unlocked. So let's get our jungle mills up. Is that a hill? I'd rather get a mine on that tile and we'll put a lumber mill there. This city is a little bit better planned already. It's got a campus, it's got an encampment, it's got an aqueduct. So the encampment makes it better, weirdly, for ground military production. So what do I think would complement my current game state? I could go for a harbor, but open up potential military production. I do need a city or two to actually produce air units. So maybe Ugarit could be the city that I produce air units out of, and I just pop it right there, aerodrome. This could be an aerodrome city. It's not the most productive city I've ever had, but it does have an encampment, which will give it a little bit of production towards units, right? Is that how that works? Yeah, when producing units, it's a +6 production, so I'm pretty sure Ugarit should be a good spot to produce military units. However, I will quickly grab a builder in here, just because there's a lot of improvable tiles. I'm trying to plan this city as well. This city is basically useless because all of its useful tiles have been like, I don't even know. This is just all growth. So, I mean, somehow it still has production. Oh, I guess it has like a really good campus. Where are you getting your production from? Dry dock warehouse factory? Oh, you have an arsenal. Oh, dude, get me a naval academy. Hell yeah. Increase that production. Build more stuff for me. So Indonesia wants to do a joint war on Harald Hardrada. This is an interesting idea. I don't think I'm ready to go to war with Norway. However, my eye is really itchy, so I'm going to do that while I'm talking about this. I'm going to refuse this deal because I'm not ready to go to war. We got our aerodrome in Strickland Propane. 4 turns until advanced flight is unlocked. So what we will do is we'll have a look and see if there's any tiles I could improve or swapping around that I could do. This is definitely going to want to be a high production city, so maybe swapping a few tiles in would be the appropriate thing to do. There's definitely room for a couple of more builders in here, so I'll quickly grab 2 builders in here before we get ready to start building our bombers. We already have aluminium on the way, so that in of itself is quite exciting. Need a unit to scout the city. Low coal. So we're finally low on coal because we're burning an insane amount. So this coal over here, getting that online needs to be like a big priority. I'll drop down 1 more farm here, so I just have the farm triangle entire, which will allow the city to continue to grow. I'll lock in that farm triangle, and I'll send you over here to get that coal. It'll take you a little bit of time, but you should be able to do it no problem. I am going to send a spy. I already have a spy in Kupe's land to steal his gold. I don't need to steal gold from Japan because I'm going to kill Japan soon. So that means I can probably dedicate my spy to doing some other kind of mission, like maybe stealing tech boosts. And the Norway might be a good target for that. So I'll send them over to Nidaros and see if I can't steal a little bit of tech from them. We have access to our tier 2 government plaza building now. We could go for foreign ministry, which would give us diplomatic favor, although our diplomatic favor is pretty much draining away, so we're not going to be able to get much value out of that. The value of leveraging city-states could be quite high if, yeah, I mean, It's okay, but we are mostly building our own military anyway, so I'm not sure if this is even necessarily like that useful for us. We could also go for intelligence agency to give us extra spies and extra spy capacity. This isn't a bad move. It's just not necessarily the strongest one. Grants the ability to buy land units with faith, pillaging improvements in districts, provides bonus faith and +5 faith. This could be useful if we wanted to do some like pillaging stuff. I know we were looking into getting some privateers to pillage some coastline stuff. This would allow us to sustain a land-based military a little bit easier with our faith production. And we're going to be inheriting more faith production as we kill more civs who have holy sites. So I do feel like it's either intelligence agency if we want to be able to use their spies more effectively, or it's Grandmaster's Chapel if we want to be able to make faith a more useful resource. And I do feel like in this kind of game, spies, while useful, aren't nearly as useful as the ability to faith buy things, so I'll go ahead and do that. Now we grabbed a breakwater in Rio de Janeiro, which is a unique building for the waterfront district, and this gives you +1 food in all coast tiles and +1 signs for all reef features on the city, so that's going to help feed this city in the long run. Now, I do have a little bit of an amenity problem, so street carnivals are like super important at this point in the game, probably. I may just throw a street carnival down, although this was the city I'd planned to get the Venetian Arsenal in, and I feel like if I don't go for that, I feel like I've lied to my viewers. And you know what? I'm done lying to my viewers, he says immediately as he like tries to concoct another lie to tell his viewers. Listen, I'm done lying to my viewers, okay? Let's go ahead and shoot these cuirassiers and get ready to siege down Osaka. These are relatively tanky cities, but I'm pretty sure when we take Osaka and Kyoto, Sendai should just fall. Insufficient coal is a problem. It's hurting my combat strength on these units, but we are working on dealing with that issue by coming up here to get this coal online. All right, we got our hands on the Chancery. Out of curiosity, I already looked for coal, didn't I? There's something to consider is that there's coal over here. A settler is only 800 gold out of Goldnook. I think I might go ahead and try to settle on this coal and just like improve my situation like drastically. Do I have a military unit in the area? Nah, I'll just go ahead and recruit a Nihang. All right, so Daddy Morbus has already built all the infrastructure it needs. Maybe a pair of farms could do work in the city to give the +1 housing it needs to grow at a reasonable rate. But essentially, it's done everything it needs to do. And all it needs to do now is to maybe produce me some kind of utility unit, like maybe settlers. If you're going to build settlers, it needs to be for an end. It needs to be a means to an end, you know? The other option is to run commercial hub investment grants to generate extra gold. I think I'm going to retool this city towards gold production and science production, and I don't care if it starves. Like as a baseline, I don't care, but I don't want it to starve if it doesn't have, if it doesn't have to starve, I won't starve it. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is the best value I'm going to get out of this city, and just get it to do commercial hub investment grants for a long ass time, and just crank out gold from my economy. All right, religious emergency. It looks like it passed against Basel, which is kind of useful for me. Nice, so there's advanced flight. We have access to bombers. We can start using bombers to take out Japan. We also got opera and ballet, so we have access to boardwalks. Now, I want it to come into my capital, and I'm going to immediately start producing bombers. But I'm also going to use gold to try and get these a little bit sooner. So I'll probably build one bomber manually. Why wouldn't you finish that builder? That doesn't make sense. So now that we have advanced flight, our next goal kind of really depends on what we're trying to do. We could go for flood barriers. We could go for electricity. We could go for nuclear submarines if we wanted to. These would allow us to generate like an insane amount of gold, faith, and all these sorts of things from naval raiding and stuff like that. And they're also just really, really powerful. They're really expensive. Is the one thing about nuclear submarines is that they're very, very expensive to maintain, build, and control. So we could rush for nuclear submarines and truly take control of the Navy game, or we could head for aircraft carriers, which is a bit of a more standard play. I feel like heading towards aircraft carriers has a lot of advantages because we pick up a lot of this bottom half of the tech tree tech that we have been skipping out on, which would open up technology options for our army and stuff like that. So let's start to position our troops around here. We do have insufficient coal, which is making the siege of Osaka harder than it should be, but that's just the life of being a siege dude. I can't really position more units around the city because of this fort, so I gotta just live with it. We have opera and ballet. Let's immediately rush to mobilization so I can combine some of these units together and lower my coal usage and also increase the military power of my units. So Goldnook exists to generate me money. That's why it's called Goldnook. So I think we're going to go ahead and pick up the lighthouse because that's an extra trade route as well as an extra little bit of gold on these things. Sitting on 2 envoys, I don't really have a use of this. I know I wanted to be suzerain of Muscat, So I'm going to put 2 envoys in there to try to build up that relationship to the point where I could be friends with them. It also may be worth my while to pick up seaports because of the amount of gold that they yield. It is a 7 turns. I think if I'm going to go for electricity, I would at least get some privateers first. So we'll just hold out on that for now. But that is definitely something I'm looking into, like as a matter of like next moves. Okay, Osaka. The siege continues. Now I'm pretty sure we can break it in the next turn or two. So I'll just get a couple extra units shooting. We're not quite there yet, but we're very, very close. I got the dry dock and gorilla hose. This gives us +1 production and might be good for the city's borders to expand a bit more. The Naval Academy could be useful. Do I want a boardwalk in here? Man, it feels like I just need all of that infrastructure. I need the Naval Academy, I need the boardwalk. The Naval Academy would make my life a lot easier in terms of producing units. I also need to still produce the campus in this city, and because I'm getting double boosted on campuses, I will go ahead and get to work on that campus. I don't remember why I double built builders in here. I guess it was just to fill time until I was getting bombers. Really do need an arsenal in my capital. It's a bit unfortunate that I don't have one. I think this might be the turn that Osaka dies, and it is. Yoink, it's my city now. Shouldn't have any loyalty problem at all, realistically. And Kyoto should fall pretty quick. All right, where do you go, buddy? Mysterious currents have warped my boat somewhere. And now I have no idea where it went. I like how it deselects it too. Like, really? Oh, he's over here. Oh, yoink, free settler. Well, that was worth it. Thanks to the free settler nerds. Just got a free settler for no work. Beautiful. Let's send our Nihang boy in to scout the city for our brave Minas Gerais. And we'll begin pounding the city like I was pounding your mom. I don't even know what to do with the settler. Like, where do I put it? Like, what do I do? Settle on the gypsum? I guess that gets me luxuries. Do I already have gypsum? No, I don't. So, free gypsum. All right. Ooh, coincidence rangefinder. Now, that is a 4-range Minas Gerais. Holy sweet bejesus. That is a long-range boat. Wait! Did someone build the Venetian arsenal? Norway! Norway! You... I should have never trusted you, Norway. Oh... You... I will have words, let me tell you. Me and Norway, we are no longer friends. All right, let's upgrade. Wait, no. Yes? Promote Reina with tax collector. Sure. Extra gold is always better. No, you're the AI. You can't build the Venetian arsenal. Haha. Wonders go burr. It's so true. The AI just loves making wonders. And they love making the wonders that I want. It's not even that they love making wonders. They go for the ones that I am building or planning on. It's like such a jerk move. Also, I hate this game mechanic. All right, I'm pretty sure as the turn rolled over, my government got unassembled for some reason. And so this builder came out with 3 charges instead of 5. I hate this mechanic. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right? This is a fresh builder. The city just finished him. Bada bing, bada boom. He should have had 5 charges, but because the old public works card got kicked out mid-turn or whatever, on the turn rollover, he only came out with 2 charges. That's BS in my opinion. That should be fixed, right? It's not working as intended. My poor eyeball. We're going to go ahead and settle on the coal, get that coal. Yoinkarino. I now think that we are officially about to be positive on the coal. Hashtag coal positive. Take the settler. I can't go to war with Katarsia yet, so I can't take that settler. We got another hangar in Ugarit. This particular one, this aerodrome, I'm actually going to build up the hangar and airport. I'm going to tell this city to focus on production, take some productive tiles, focus on production and food, and then work on getting me like a really, really good hangar and airport. Because this will also be a good place for me to teleport units across the map using airlift. And which may actually be the first time I use the mechanic in a Let's Play. All right, kaboom! We blew a city up. Kaboom! We blew a city up. Kaboom! Kaboom! And then we'll level this guy up. We are now positive coal. My units are not suffering combat difficulties. It is a beautiful day here in sunny Ireland as we live in the middle of the winter. Well, it's not quite winter yet, I think. Will these videos get cut up into videos later on? Correct! You are correct, horse. Or else I'll just, like, legitimately, I've been on the internet so long and my memes are so old and out of date that, like, I sound schizophrenic when I talk about things. Or not even schizophrenic, just, like, detached from reality. Although I guess guess that kind of fits. People tend to think of schizophrenic people as being like super, super crazy, but usually they just kind of sound like they believe weird stuff. Like they just sound like normal people that have like weird foundational beliefs. That's the thing, why they're so hard to spot. All right, Sendai should be low loyalty. Japan, are you in a golden age? No. Boom. Right, we'll take Shizuoka as well, and that'll be a foothold into Byzantium. I called them Babylon earlier because I'm a moron, and we're in postmodern language times. So Tyre is a tired city. It's low on amenities. That's the big thing. I need to start getting a few carnivals out and a few coastal districts. So the big thing to get in Tyre, I reckon, is anything that will like improve its growth. So I'm going to tell the city to focus on growth. Boom. I'm going to grab any tiles. Potato, do you remember how to pronounce gorilla hose? I remember it was like Garlosh, or Gadalos. No, Gadalos with the sh was like the Rio de Janeiro way to say it. And then Guarulhos was like how to say it in Guarulhos. Something like that. Listen. What is this? Where did this come from? What? Who made this pike and shot? Their neighborhood. Are you telling me this pikeman, all right? What is this state-sponsored terrorism across my border here, all right? Whoever pillaged and caused this neighborhood thing, right, to pop out a couple of barbarians, even though these were Japanese barbarians, they're like, hey, listen, dude, Japan is real hard to do terrorism in. Let's go to Sugnoma and we'll just start blowing up all my improvements. What is this? This is some bullshit. Where did that pike and shot come from? Come on, man. I don't know how I lost vision of Shizuoka, but I can blast the city to Kingdom Come. And we will be blasting it to Kingdom Come. All right, so I think that's Japan basically defeated. I don't know how this city is full loyalty, okay? That makes no sense to me. Now, this city is completely and fully surrounded, and somehow it's resisting all attempts to conquer it. So we'll just have to get some Minas Gerais in position, move this guy forward to scout the city, blast it to Kingdom Come, and then take it, because Japan just wasn't being nice about it. Japan just wouldn't, like the city just wouldn't go to negative loyalty. Japan is dead, okay? It's done. We did it. Japan is dead. And we're no longer friends with Getarsia. Move over, Getarsia. Now Byzantium is my new best friend. The question is, do I kill Getarsia now, or do I go for Byzantium first? Getarsia does have more science. Byzantium is closer and easier to kill. I could pretty much kill Trebizond, Constantinople, Thessalonica, and Antioch, and then that's Byzantium basically done for the entire game. Where the hell do I even put Reina? I put her in the capital, I guess? Yeah, I'll put her in the capital. All right, I'll settle on the gypsum for the extra amenity, and then I'll just quickly get myself a builder in here. I say quickly, 30 turns to get a builder is quite long, to be honest, but I'll walk one down. Ooh, I'll walk one down to get that lobster, and then that's all the amenities. That's all I really wanted from that city anyway, so mission accomplished. We can all pack it in, boys. Don't even think about it, Indonesia. Don't even think about it. Don't do it. We got a Grandmaster's Chapel, so now we can use our faith to purchase more land units aside from the Nihang. The Nihang is great, but it does fall off in the late game, so that's something that we do need to consider. Now, Sugnoma is in reasonable position. What's our next move is the real thing. I think that is really what's going to set aside how we build this city. And I honestly think this city, it exists to make science and culture. Like, that's what it does. And so to that end, I'm going to grab myself like a street carnival here to be able to spread amenities around a little bit. Otherwise, the city is basically done. And I'm actually going to move Pingala into that city because I think this is a better city for Pingala. And then I'll use, what's-his-face, Moksha as a loyalty stick. Let's grab Liang as a loyalty stick as well, because we're going to be having loyalty problems all throughout this conquest. I don't want to build coal power plants because the majority of my coal should be reserved for units. I don't mind a little bit being used for power, but until I get more coal, which won't happen until we take on Indonesia, we don't want to spend any more. Kyoto is actually in relatively good shape. I'm quite happy with that. It's got a holy site of campus and an industrial zone and an arsenal. So it's going to be able to produce military units quite effectively for me. I'm going to make some privateers out of here. Garlyosh has finished some important infrastructure. We're going to grab ourselves a naval academy so we can start to produce boats at a high efficiency rate. Osaka has repaired all of its critical infrastructure. There's not really much I'm going to change in here. I probably would have kept more of the forests. Like, I don't care about this growth. This growth doesn't like matter at all. And I think in a similar vein, I'm just going to start like spamming a few military privateers in some of these newly conquered cities that I can use to eat up all these coastal improvements that Constantinople has. Oh my god, this dude has gone crazy with colossal heads. Low amenities are becoming an issue. Every time I conquer another player, the amenity problem gets better. Because I get some of their amenities and I don't have to deal with the war weariness from them anymore. Once you kill a player, you don't have war weariness with them anymore, I believe. What were we doing in Tyre? We built a trader. I think we'll get ourselves another trader in here because we're just trying to maximize our gold income. So let's begin the war with Byzantium. I'm going to just do a regular old formal war. He already has like 1 million grievances against us because I've been killing like a bunch of people in the world. And pretty much everyone in the game is going to have like a series of grievances against me. And they're decaying really, really slowly. So pretty much from here on out, I'm going to be dealing with a mostly severe to horrific, not only amenities, but grievance problem with every single civ in the entire game. So that's just something we're going to have to get used to. Now, the nice thing is, Byzantium is quite weak, so we should be able to take him relatively quickly. We probably should be able to average a city every turn or two. With our massive fleet, we should be able to like knock over Trebizond, then Constantinople, then bump, 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 bump. So probably take on average 3 turns per city here with the small army. But we are also building up the rest of our military, so things should be Gucci. Do grievances affect your yields? Oh, yeah. Basically what grievances does is it just makes the loyalty worse in the cities that I'm trying to take. And that'll make the conquest slightly harder. It won't like severely negatively affect me. It just makes conquest like ever so slightly harder. You'll deal with a little bit of like diplomatic repercussions as well as the repercussions of just having a harder time holding the loyalty of cities. So we got a full naval arsenal in Tehangia Nuakupe. Sorry. Let's go ahead and purchase ourselves a bomber. All right, boom, there it is. Because privateers don't take any gold. They generate gold. And they become a very powerful late game naval unit. So I think if I spam out a few privateers, and then maybe at some point, I skip submarines and go straight to naval subs or nuclear subs. I don't know when that's going to be, but these are 700 production each, which when you compare that to a privateer, they're 300 each. That's nearly 2.5 times the price, just over double, say. Like 2.2 times the price. It's quite tough. It's not exactly a pillage economy, but it is going to be a pillage reliant economy. I may like declare war on some of the players down here in the southeast. And while I'm conquering over here with one army, I'll be pillaging with the other in order to generate enough money to actually build myself a second conquering army. Because I don't really have the coal at the moment to support 2 full armies of Minas Gerais until I have mobilization and can combine those units together. This is also just stylistically how I like to play. I like to have one main conquest army that I focus most of my micro attention on. And then I'll have like a smaller army, maybe sort of semi-participating. Right, boom. There's our first city captured from Byzantium. And then as we make our way around, we'll make sure to pepper these guys with attacks just to lower their combat viability. All right, good work. We're making good, easy work of this guy. He has a ton of units. He's a relatively large military, but we should have absolutely no trouble killing all of it. In Tyre, I actually really badly need food, so I'm going to trade with Sognoma to try and force the city up to 10 population so I can build a carnival in here and give amenities to all the cities in the local area. Until then, just go ahead and get me a temple and stuff like that. Right, we got our first bomber. Let's rebase it straight away to Trebizond, and we can use this as a way to severely curtail his ability to fight. Wait, you can improve city-state tiles? Yeah, I had a builder and I ran him over here to improve this city's tile. So if a city-state has a resource that you really want, like iron or coal, and they aren't improving it, you can send a builder over there and improve it for them and get access to it because you're suzerain of them. That kind of information should probably form part of a city-state tutorial that I should make someday. So wrap your heads around that one right there. You guys have probably opened up so many possibilities. All right, let's start hammering Constantinople. Right, we've got ourselves a bomber and we're so technologically ahead that it should absolutely smash the city of Constantinople. I actually don't have a unit in the area to support the war. Maybe cavalry, cuirassier. Nihangs are a little bit too slow. I'll grab myself a cuirassier. And he will grab that in the next turn or two. And we'll just continue to smash the like button on this video and the city of Constantinople. The Ottomans would be proud. Just for the meme, I'm going to rename that city when I take it for all my Turkish fans, okay? We're going to call it Ankara. No, we'll call it Istanbul. All right, I'm going to put 2 extra amenities into Muscat so I can get these amenities that Muscat has access to, as well as just generally being, you know, suzerain of Muscat. We met Jan Curtain, Australia. Australia is always the guy. I forgot I put Australia into this game. And 100% of my games where I meet Australia, Australia is the most difficult and annoying player to play against. 100% of my games. Maybe Korea. Maybe Korea also fights for that top spot. But every single time, I'm like, wow, there's an AI running away with the game. It's either Australia or it's Korea. Every time. Every time. It's never not those guys. And you know what? I'm not okay with it. You just settle there on the old nanners. It's okay. Sea Nanners. I always thought, for many, many years, for those of you who know who Sea Nanners is, I thought his name was Sean Nanners. Okay? Because it looks like Sean Nanners, but no, it's Sea Nanners. It blew my mind the day I heard someone else say his name. It's like, wait, his name is Sea Nanners? Sea Nanners? It's Sean Nanners, surely. I was like, mind blown. All right, I need to clear a pathway for my cuirassier. He's only got 4 moves, so it's got to be boom, boom, boom. So I got to kill this swordsman, this trebuchet, boom, and damage the city enough to where it's a one-shot. It is a one-shot. Repeat, it is a one-shot. We have taken the city. Byzantium's army is no more. We have completed the objective, Commander. I got another bomber. Let's go ahead and get that bad boy rebase into the front line. Now I have 2 bombers. I'm only making 2 aluminium per turn. So I can kind of redirect my capital in a different direction. And I really want to get some boardwalks. I think a boardwalk would be a fun building to get. So let's get it. Especially in my capital that I have the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, which is kind of a cool building that also makes things interesting. We got the boardwalk in Rio. Rio is now boo, 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 boo. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. It actually works on the city center tile too. +1 faith and +2 culture. Oh, that's powerful. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very powerful building. Very cool. So it works on the city center tile and on improved lumber mills. So you almost want the waterfront to actually be surrounded by like land, because it provides its yields to land tiles, and land tiles are better than ocean tiles. Interesting. All right. Nihang boys, garrison the city. Good job. Positive loyalty achieved. You are upgrading to line infantry. That was 800 gold. Very poorly spent, but it does mean that I have a slightly stronger unit now. My God, the absolute shocking state that these cities were in, and that he spammed these colossal heads. They don't even have growth. I feel like the AI, all right, for a very long time, I've defended the AI in this game, but whatever the AI is doing in this particular game, ain't it, Chief. It just ain't it, Chief. Whatever it do be, this ain't it, Chief. All right, Benedita, you go ahead and do me a listening. No, you are here to steal tech, my dude. Steal that tech, my boy. We almost have another golden age, which would be fantastic if we could pull that off. I think we can because we're on such a domination roll. I will divert 1 Minas Gerais over here to start working on Antioch. I'll shoot it once with a bomber to rip the walls down so it can't defend itself. Let's reveal Thessalonica, bring the bomber in. Oh, he can't reach. Right, I'll rebase the bomber over then. We'll take some time to heal up. Our first set of privateers are starting to arrive. I think we just continue. I think we continue to make more privateers. But yeah, like if you're in like someone's like a city-state's territory that you're suzerain of, you can just like remove and improve their territory at will. It's a really important ability that people should be aware of. All right, nice. We have access to steel, so we can get artillery. More importantly, our lumber mills are better by +1 production, and we have access to urbanization, which is the last tech we need before we can get mobilization. All right, let's use the bomber to smash open the walls of Thessalonica. I don't need to do that. I'll smash open the walls of Thessalonica again, actually. No, I misclicked! Don't you hate it when you're trying to like bomb a city and you accidentally misclick a random colossal head? I hate that when that happens because it happens to me because I play dumb 4X games. Morbus is going to be like, haha, look, he admitted that the 4X games are dumb. Oh my god, my brain is huge. Ha 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 ha, my name is Morbus. Shut up, Morbus. I like how I've strawmanned Morbus and abused him, and he's my, not technically, he's kind of he provides me with services. I work with Morbus, and I'm making fun of him. Just bullying your co-workers. That's just how it do be. The Ligma grind set. Oh shoot, we actually stole the pyramid. So we get +1 build charge on all our builders. That's pretty good value. Have I stolen any other wonders that I haven't noticed? Okay, I have a spy. I often reach this point in a game where I'm like, dude, I have a spy and I don't know what to do with it. I may just throw it, because like the annoying thing is none of the AIs made like commercial hubs. I guess there's one in Hamar that I could use in Farakara. I should theoretically already be stealing from this one. I'm going to try and steal, well, I'm going to try and steal from Norway because it's like 2,000 gold, so whatever. This is a clear message of what happens when you don't come to Brazil. Brazil comes to you. True. All right, I made another Minas I don't really care about like any of these wonders. I don't care about a workshop. I don't care about an amphitheater. Yeah, just grab a trader. Do something for 2 turns. Monument. Very nice. Yeah, go ahead and reveal the city of Nicaea for me. Boom. I actually just don't have like enough units to capture cities as fast as I want. I may actually capture La Venta for the extra aluminium. How hard would it be to take Susanty of them? Where are they? La Venta. 8 envoys? La Venta is dying. Yeah. We're taking it. I actually don't, like, this is a rare problem for me to have, is I don't have units that can like capture the cities fast enough to keep up with how quickly I'm killing them. And my units like actually don't have enough movement to like get to the next city to like take them out. What am I even doing in this game? Trebizond is a city. Of course it is, naturally. Most things in this game that have a city banner are cities. Tautology 101. Yeah, I reckon I should just, 19 turns on a cavalry. Like, this is the problem. Like, you capture these cities, and then you're like, what the hell do I do with them? It's a 3 population city on turn 231. All right, cool. We just got access to oil, and we have actually struck 0. Is that right? 0 oil in my empire? This is like every game of Civ. I have, like, I own a quarter of the world, and there's no oil in my empire. Really? 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 Well, it's a good thing. How do you even get access to this Arctic oil? What is this? All right, listen up. This is some bullshit. I'm not too far away from aircraft carriers, at least, which will give me a lot more mobility with my my guys. All right, let's kill Nicaea. Boom. Reveal the city of Sinope. Sinope is out of range. We'll rebase to Nicaea, like so. We'll bomb Antioch. Ironclad will take it. Not much left now. We got the hangar in Ugarit. I want to get the airport because this is where I plan to purchase any of my future aircraft. Just, why not? Why not get the extra 75% combat experience? It has 0 impact on the outcome of the game, but it's kind of fun. It's slightly fun. It's slightly fun. Speaking of slightly fun, Constantinople, you're going to get to work on a naval academy, and it looks like Nicaea, you're going to work on a monument and a granary in reverse order. Man, this island that he spawned on is an absolute travesty. Jesus. What an awful, awful, awful island that he spawned on. All right, Farm Triangle. In some semblance of hope of trying to grow this city to something resembling a reasonable population. So we just need to take Sinope now, and then we can turn our eyes onto Indonesia. Coastal raid for faith, coastal raid. This actually may be, hands down, the worst island I have ever seen in the history of playing this game. This island has no hills and no tiles that aren't desert. All of the, well, there's like this little habitable chunk over here, a tiny little habitable chunk here. This island is actually so trash. Genuinely one of the most trash things. Even building a Petra here, unless I were to like gold purchase Shah Jahan and like instant finish the Petra in here. And that would only make it okay. That would only make this okay. It wouldn't even make it good. It would just make it like not shit. No shot, dude. Not a chance. Never happening. These cities are going to be working projects for the rest of the game. What do I even do with this settler? Like, let's be real. What do I do with this settler? Where do I send this thing? Unironically, you're correct. This is worse than a one-tile island. All right, we'll blast the city to Kingdom Come. We'll send our units to the west. We'll blow the city of Nicomedia to smithereens as well. Boom, boom, boom. And we'll be in position to take that next turn. We got our boardwalk in our capital. Oh my God, look at those yields. That's got to be a thumbnail right there. Hang on, is there a way for me to like, can I like hide city banners? No. Oh, look at that. That is thumbnail worthy. That's a thing of beauty right there. Can I get like a better shot? Oh yeah, there we go. Let me just look at that. That is just incredible. And I don't even have an arsenal in here to give it production. That's the thing I'm missing too. Speaking of missing an arsenal, now I need it. Now it needs to happen. Is there anywhere I could grab like oil with a settler maybe? Maybe over here, but not really. I think it's time that we declared war on Indonesia. We'll just do a formal war. Just a regular old formal war. Nothing special. And we'll start killing. With a particular emphasis on killing her navy and army in these first few turns to try and thin them out. Do you know what I think? I think if a city like Okayama is free for that long, it should turn into like a city-state. Like if nobody is taking it and there's not enough loyalty pressure on it, it should, like barbarian encampments, it should totally develop into a city, in my opinion. Boom, boom, boom. Say goodbye to Sinope. And then we'll do the same thing for Nicomedia. Nicomedia, boom. Can you get that kill for me? Thank you. There goes Byzantium. So 2 players have fallen in this episode. We have killed Japan and Byzantium, and our empire grows to a disgusting level that we control like the majority of the world. We have like a disgustingly huge science per turn. Not nearly as good as Australia because Australia is just bonkers and always will be. But yeah, that's all she wrote for this episode. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.